Gregory Wright Custer's Alive Talks, Episode Number 1, Blending Together a Mashup, Complete. Today, George and I are doing a complete and official project cast. I had originally asked George to record with me for this project, and he said he would, so that's a plus. As always, two of our channels, including G the Writer Audio Network and Plum Media GAN2, are scripted. They are made this way for the blind and deaf. The unofficial G the Writer Audio Network is unscripted for one reason. It's that I will be publishing thoughts, ideas, and progress from the other channels onto that channel to show improvement. Now joining us is my buddy George. He is extra special in this project because I love having George record with me. But before we introduce George, I would like to explain exactly what he will be reading and exactly what it is he is reading. To begin, I will start by telling you that this mashup will be made by using parts of the podcast album called A 6-Year Project, putting the broken puzzle pieces back together for my new book series of Custer's Alive, the fictional novels LP. And what this basically is a podcast that talks about Custer's Alive as a whole. And like I said, this is a mashup. So let's introduce George, shall we?
Hi, my name is George, and I will be doing what I always do. I will be reading content to combine a markup. The first project source that I will be withdraw from, this is called Getting the Idea. The meaning behind the telling of Custer's Alive books, and what we can conclude from this is that Custer's Alive was the first made by Greg and his friend Jaden back in 2019, though the idea for the story will be originally thought up by Greg in 2018, and I'm happy to say that I will love being a part of GCN.
Yes, indeed. George is a hard worker. He works with me on GCN, and I have now agreed to do it for him because there are way over 1,000 to write, and I'm not going to put that pressure on him. Another interesting thing about Custer's Alive is that Jaden and I wrote the story because one day at the campground of Peters Park, we had met each other at the playground. And later that day, we had brainstormed some ideas for the story out on kayaks. And then later, we wrote the book that year in 2019. If you do read it, I hope you like it. We really sat down and talked about how much meaning we wanted to put into it. And so I did that for Jaden. And I did that for all of you too. Because I don't know of anyone who does not like a story that they can relate to. Custer's Alive is a story that can hopefully save someone's life when going through depression and suicidal thoughts.
So, for those of you who have watched and listened, we appreciate it.
To see the unofficial version of this cast, check out the album on G the Writer Audio Network called Motivational Speaking with and by Gregory Wright that previously played before this album. Thank you. Thanks.